Hello children, in this video let us look at the line by line explanation of the poem A Tiger in the Zoo from class 10th English. Let us move on to the poem. A Tiger in the Zoo is composed by Leslie Norris. Leslie Norris was a prize-winning Welsh poet and short story writer. He taught at academic institutions in Britain and the United States, including Brigham Young University. A Tiger in the Zoo. This poem contrasts a tiger in the zoo with the tiger in its natural habitat. The poem moves from the zoo to the jungle and back again to the zoo. Read the poem silently once and say which stanzas speak about the tiger is in the zoo and which one speak about the tiger in the jungle. Here in this poem, the poet is trying to compare the life of a tiger inside a zoo and its natural surroundings, that is forest. He is also trying to emphasize on points that animals should be left in their own natural environment. And he is also talking about the importance of freedom. Now let us look at the first stanza. He stuck in his vivid stripe, the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet quiet, in his quiet rage. So, he stuck in his vivid stripe. Here represents tiger. Stuck means here walking slowly. In his vivid stripe, here vivid means very lively, and stripes means tigers have stripes on their body, that is black stripes on yellow ground. So the few steps of his cage, so here the tiger is inside the cage and not in its open environment. So it is inside the cage and very quietly it is walking, taking few steps up and down inside the cage. On pads of velvet quiet. So what is this pads velvet quiet? Pads of velvet, it means it is under the side of the tiger's paw. It is very soft and so it is compared to the velvet. And so when it is walking on its pads of velvet, it is very quiet. There is no noise at all. And in his quiet rage, here quiet means there is no noise at all and rage means anger. So the tiger is very angry as it is inside the cage. And how it is showing its anger? It is keeping quiet and at the same time taking few steps in the cage up and down. So why the tiger is angry? Because it does not have freedom and it is kept inside the cage. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass, near the water hole where plum deer pass. So, he should be lurking in shadow. What is lurking? Here lurking means hiding. So, now the poet is trying to say that he should be not inside the cage, but actually he should be somewhere in the forest. Lurking in the shadow means hiding in the shadow. Sliding through the grass or walking very silently through the long grass that are found in the forest. Near the water holes where plum deer pass. So, the tiger is always found near the places where it can find its prey, especially places where there are water and animals come to drink water. So here The poet is saying that the tiger should not be inside the zoo, but it should be somewhere in the forest hiding, or hiding among the grass or shadow and looking for animals to come to drink water near the water hole, especially a plum deer. Here, plum deer pass means a fat deer that might come and drink water and go away so that it can, or the tiger can catch it and eat. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws terrorizing the village. He should be snarling around houses. So there might be houses at the edge of the forest, and so this tiger actually be doing, it should be snarling. Here what is snarling means? It means making noise and frightening people near the houses. That is at the edge of the jungle or at the edge of the forest. So these houses might be located at the edge of the jungle, and this tiger is actually be going there and frightening people, bearing his white fangs, his claws. Here what is bearing means? Bearing means showing. Fangs means the long white teeth the tiger has in its mouth. So it has its long white teeth and claws. Here claws means nails, and terrorizing the village. So by showing this thing, it frightens the people who are staying in that village which is located at the edge of the forest. But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. But here in this stanza, now he is locked in a concrete cell. Here he means tiger. And what is here concrete cell? Concrete cell means prison or the cage in the zoo. His strength behind bar. So whatever the strength the tiger has, it can show behind the bars or inside the cage. It cannot do anything outside. Stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. Here again stalking means walking up and down, and length of the cage means within a cage or inside the cage, ignoring the visitors. So the tiger is locked inside the cage and it cannot do anything because it is locked inside the cage or concrete cell, and it is just walking up and down, and it is not even bothering to look at the visitors at all. Why? Because it is angry, because it is not free and it cannot show its strength at all. So it is annoyed, angry, and it is ignoring the visitor, and that's why it is not even looking at the visitors. Now here who are visitors? Visitors are the people who might have come to take a look at the tiger and the other animals in the zoo. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. So, during the night, what happens? The last voice that the tiger hears is that of the patrolling cars, or that the people moving inside the zoo who keeps moving up and down in the cars and checking all the animals are inside and safe and sound. So the sound of these cars are the only sound these tigers hear or other animal hear during the night time, and stares with his brilliant eyes at brilliant stars. And it is and this tiger only looks away at the bright stars far away in the sky. The poet is comparing here his eyes just like brilliant stars. So you can see how the poet has tried to compare the life of a tiger inside the zoo and the tiger, how it would have been if it is living in forest. So the tiger is very angry, very sad, as it is not free and it is not able to live its own life in his forest. So I hope you understood now the summary of the poem. Thank you.